Hey, Happiest Hour crowd. How are you guys all doing? I'm excited to be here, of course. It's Wednesday. It's raining in the Midwest. It's cold. I say it's cold. It's a colder. It's been like 85. Man, wherever you are, this is the Happiest Hour. Thank you for joining us. I got the tankard. Please take a glass, raise it to yourself. We've survived another day in the hellscape that is this Stephen King novel we're all living in. Delicious. Guys, this is Happiest Hour. We're coming at you 6:30 Eastern, 5:30 Central, 3:30 Pacific, and 11:30 GMT. I'm going to be honest with you guys. It's been a unique week. It's been up and down. It's been all over with things that have been going on. I want to see in the comments like how you guys have been doing with your jobs, with your work, with things that are moving around. We engage with our audience on the Happiest Hour. We engage with our audience, and I should say I got my number one audience member here right now in front of me, and that's Lancey Joe. Welcome back to the Happiest Hour, Lancey.
Hi, Brendan.
This was a near-run thing, man. You barely made it on this time.
I barely did. I didn't realize what time it was. I'm on West Coast time.
Yeah, you're on Hawaiian time, man.
I'm like my ex-girlfriend's biological clock is on Mountain time.
Oh my gosh, man! This is no wonder you guys couldn't sync up. You know, it's all over.
She's always at least an hour ahead of me or behind. So
I feel like every relationship, every woman I've been with always seems like she's 2 steps ahead of me. Either like she's 2 steps ahead or I'm 100 years behind. It's like one of the two. Like I've never
1 step forward and 2 steps back every time.
This is the Lance and I are writing a sitcom right now. This is 1 step forward, 2 steps back. There were 2 comedians down on their luck when a group of orphans needed a place to live.
What are we gonna do with all these orphans?
It's the loveliest hour. I don't want a sitcom. It's weird because every comedian for a really long time, Lance, like this was, I don't know if you guys watching know this, but that was like the thing. That was the way to become uber rich in Hollywood as a comedian was you got to get on Carson, then he invites you to the couch, and then you get a sitcom deal. And that's how you make a ton of money. That was like the whole idea. And it's funny because I was in high school and I was filmed for that like documentary, which became kind of famous in Chicago because I was 17 in it. And people were like, oh my God, look at baby Brendan. You know what I'm talking about. I showed that to you. I'm in it. And there's a scene where I'm going to my locker in high school and they're like talking to me. They're like, you know, a lot of comedians want like this sitcom. Like, what do you want? And I was like, I don't want a fucking sitcom. Like, I think that's so dumb. Like, in my mind, I'm like thinking about Full House. I'm like, what a stupid show.
They had the pen out ready. They were like, we'll give you millions. You're like, no, I'm a purist. I'm young.
Nah, dude, I'm about the art. I'm 17. Yeah. Maybe you can ask my dad if he wants to do that deal.
But now uber rich actually means something different.
Uber rich means you got $500 in Uber credit.
Yes.
You could take an Uber from here to, Naperville and back like 30 times for that amount of money.
Used to, you could. Now if it like starts to, if it looks like it's gonna rain, then it's $500 from Lincoln Park to Lincoln Square.
Time was you could take an Uber. Oh man!
I swear, I took an Uber for $1 once.
What? Where?
It was when they were first introducing the Uber pool, and I was like, this seems risky, but I'll do it for $1.
I don't think you can get an Uber pool now. You have to be the only one in the car because of coronavirus.
It's my right to get the coronavirus.
I've been nonstop, Lance. I've been arguing with non-maskers, anti-maskers. You got anti-vaxxers, and then you got anti-maskers. And I've been arguing with these anti-maskers so much on Facebook. If you're watching this on Facebook, I've been arguing with you and for you because it's just the amount of, it's crazy to me that like if you had sat me down when I was 10 years old and you'd be like, hey, when you're in 24 years, when you're in you're entering your mid 30s, the biggest concern of your normal days will be arguing with your elderly uncles and cousins and great aunts and family members that they shouldn't risk their lives and all of their friends' lives by just not wearing a mask for 10 minutes when they go to the grocery store. I'd be like, there's no way that's true. We'll be on the moon. There'll be flying cars. I read Popular Mechanics. I know that we're gonna be on the moon. Like, nope, nope. We're gonna be arguing about their little conveniences. It's crazy to me because it's not an inconvenience. Like, just put it on, for Christ's sake. And they're all like, oh, you just really... They're like trying to make these weird arguments like, you've just bought into the liberal arguments. You just bought into the hype. This is just all a hoax. And I'm like, this isn't... What? Like, a hoax? Like,
I understand you, Brendan, and I wear a mask when I go out, even in the South where it's not so popular. I have a few questions to ask you.
All right.
And I'm not arguing with you. Keep in mind, I wear a mask, but let me ask you a few questions. Do you know how many coronavirus cases there have been worldwide?
Yeah, it's a lot. I can just look that up in a second. I think there's been, it's in the millions. 50 million? I think it's 50
million.
Yeah, I think it's 50 million. Let me double check here. Nope, I was wrong. 13.4 million. Oh, wait, hold on. Yep,
13.
Worldwide, 13.4 million. So I was off by
13.
quite a lot.
Yeah, a little bit. But, okay, so you said 15 million.
Yeah, 13.4 million.
We'll round up to 15 million for math's sake.
Sure.
How many... While you got your computer there, look up how many albums Justin Bieber has sold. Just look it up.
Well, it looks like Justin Bieber has sold... it's hard to... Okay, so hold on. It's hard to tell because a certain amount of this is streaming. You know what I mean? He's sold 230... What the hell is this? 135 million streams.
135 million.
So
streams.
10x more people have streamed Justin Bieber's music than have caught coronavirus.
Okay, third question. Are you worried about catching Bieber fever?
I don't know. Lancey, I've avoided it my whole life.
But
I've somehow managed to dodge it into my mid-30s.
Let me ask you this, though. Seriously, have you ever downloaded a Justin Bieber song? Have you ever
Lancey,
streamed
hold on. I reject the premise of this question because we both know that that catching Bieber fever is an X-linked chromosome disease. If you have a Y chromosome, it's categorically impossible for you to catch Bieber fever.
Right. This is my point, though. This is my point. That some people are asymptomatic of Bieber fever and they're carrying it around because that many people are not having it without showing it. Because I don't know anybody that likes Justin Bieber. Everyone hates him.
But 135 million streams. Undeniable.
135 million streams.
R. Kelly wish he could get that many streams.
Yeah, for all we know, he might have.
Let me just say this. I just want to say this. I don't understand why you can't, you know what I mean? A lot of the people talking about all these masks are such bullshit. I'm like, hey, I know you don't have a problem walking around in a hood during this kind of weather, so you might as well be able to put a mask on.
They do that at night, though. It's a lot cooler at night.
But they don't, I don't think they would mind wearing it either to Walmart, you know?
I wonder if we put the Confederate flag on a mask, how that would change things.
Well, I think a Michigan representative, I could be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure a Michigan representative had one on his mask, which makes no sense for two reasons. The first is that, one, somebody is going to see you with this on, and you're a representative to a legislative body in the United States. You look like a fucking moron. Like, You know what I mean? Like, it's not an American flag. You're going to be walking around with the stars and bars on. A loser country. That country lost.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then secondly, you're from Michigan. Like, you're not even from the South. Like, I can't, dude. The level of insanity here. I wish I had like Lance, I wish I had like a really good quip that I could be like, and then like drop the quip on the idea, so then everybody could take that little soundbite and be like, oh, Lemon said this, and he really gave it to these guys who won't wear a mask. But the truth is, there's nothing quippy about it. You just look like an idiot. Like with Confederate flag. At least he had a mask on. Maybe in his defense, he could have been like, I have to wear a mask, and this is all I could find at Walmart. You know what I mean?
Well, I think we should always mix these ideas, and that way they'll even them out. So all masks should have the Confederate flag on them. That way it pleases both sides. Also, you have to own a gun before you can go to Planned Parenthood. You have to show your gun at Planned Parenthood.
All right. This is my Colt 45. Now take my baby out of this woman.
Here's my concealed carry.
Here's my concealed carry.
Or whatever it's called.
I got a whole bunch of buddies in Michigan who all have CCWs, and they all conceal carry. Like, they're all... And I don't have a problem with that, honestly. Like, it's funny because I don't think it's... you know what I mean? Like, here I am making fun of people for wearing the Confederate flag. I don't think the two things are synonymous with each other. I think that you can believe in a Second Amendment right and also think that people who think the South was, the Confederacy was a good thing are morons. I don't think you need to have... I don't think they're I don't think they're completely... You can't
mutually
conflate them.
exclusive.
Yeah, you can't conflate them. They're two different things,
It's kind of ironic that people have the concealed carry thing, because when you have a gun on you, we can tell by the way you're walking. When you're walking like George W., we can tell that you got a gun on you. Whether you got that card on you or not, we know.
If you're walking and your pelvis is leading the way, we know you have a gun on you.
It cuts the corner before you do. We're like, what is that?
Your crotch is doffing its hat to women as you walk past. Yeah, man, we think you got a 38 special down there. Does anybody watching us conceal or carry? Anybody, especially I would be interested to what my UK family thinks about any of this, because it's a completely
about carrying bobby clubs or whatever they.
Billy
Don't
clubs.
carry a bobby club.
Billy clubs.
That's against the
Bobbies carry billy clubs.
Billy, yeah.
Corey Evans said, I never realized your intro was so fucking cool. Thanks, Corey. It's a cool show, dude. I work on it. Erna Sophia says, hello. Let's just go through this. Karen Lemon, my mother, listening in the car. That's very nice. Shout out to my mama. Shout out to my mom.
Take your seatbelt off. It's your right.
What do you... Don't say that.
Oh, yeah, it's your mom. Don't do it. Don't do it, Mrs. Lemon.
Pete Weishaupt, of course. We've got the usual. We have the usual suspects listening in today. The usual suspects, Lancy, happen to be watching our program today.
Push your glasses up when you say that. The usual suspects.
The usual suspects are here today. I need a smoking jacket and like just a slight. I need to have that like mustache that's like shaved here and then just the line above my lip. You know what I mean? Like a woman's lip liner just on the top. You know that mustache? You know what I'm talking about?
It's called pencil thin.
The pencil thin mustache. Yeah, pencil thin mustache sounds like an insult. Like that I might yell at somebody. Well, why don't you come here and say that to my face, you pencil thin mustache? Say that again inside this bar next to the river at 2 a.m.
My favorite part of the pencil thin mustache is the eraser part. I love that part of the mustache.
Oh my gosh, man. I was going to say, what is the character in Gone with the Wind? Rhett Butler? That's the Rhett Butler mustache?
Yeah. I've never seen it because they took it off Amazon or
What?
whatever they took.
Did
I
they
don't know.
really? Oh my gosh.
They really did. They really did. They took that off.
The weird thing about that movie is it ends so abruptly. There was this whole period of time. We're going to get Tristan on here in a minute, by the way. Tristan A. Smith, great comedian, friend of the show. And
Tremendous guy.
Tremendous. He's amazing. Tristan, great, wonderful comedian.
It's terrific.
He
so terrific.
Tristan's hilarious. I do want to say this though. That comes from a period of time in Hollywood when movies like ended and then they would just be over. Like the end of the movie would happen and then it would just be over. So like Scarlett O'Hara at the end of Gone with the Wind is just like, as God is my witness, I will never go hungry again. And then just credits. Like there's no, you're like, did it work out? Did it not work out? Like, I don't know. Savannah
like
burned down.
Lighting.
That's like, do you understand? That's like Neo going into the Matrix and looking at Agent Smith and being like, let this be our final battle. Credits. Like, what happened? I don't.
That should have been the end. Then they gave it 6 more hours to dwindle.
That's like Will Smith going into the alien ship on Independence Day, and then he punches the alien. He's like, welcome to Earth. And then, like, credits. Where you're like, what? Yeah. What happened? We cut this movie off way too early.
Yeah, they didn't even get to the aliens in Gone with the Wind. We didn't even see the aliens.
Yeah, we did. They were called Yankees. I don't know how you missed that.
I thought that movie ended with the guy saying, "Frankly, my dear, I don't give a shit."
That talk about a great moment. That's like he looks at her and he goes, "Frankly," she's like, "What will I do, Rhett Butler? What will I do?" And he was like, "Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn." And then he like threw her on the ground. That was back in the day when a man could manhandle a woman and get away with it. Because because back then they were property. I mean, and it's bad. That was the case. Let's not mince words. But that's what you could do in the 1800s. Isn't that crazy?
He had been reading some Neil Strauss. He knew what to do. He knew how to handle this situation.
Oh my gosh. I love it that it's like, I love that like people are like, they cancel Gone with the Wind. It's really bad for, it's terrible for like morals and stuff like that. And you're like, yeah, man, you go back and watch it. It was terrible in the time it was made. Like, there's no, it wasn't like, it was another time in the 1800s. Yeah, it was bad. And it was even bad when it was made. Jesus, man. All right. We're going to add Tristan. We're going to call him up here and add him to this call. Tristan, we wanted to have on weeks ago, but we ended up going on hiatus because everything was going on in the world and stuff. And
my hiatus flared up.
Here we go. We're going to dial him up. Much as normal, all we ever do is have lots of errors for some reason on our tech situation. So we'll see if this actually adds properly. You there, Tristan? I feel like I can hear him.
He's in your soul, for one thing.
He stays with you, doesn't he? He's got a lot of staying power, Tristan A. Smith. Tristan had one of the funniest sets I've ever seen anybody have at the Laugh Factory. This is before COVID, and this was back in like January. Do you remember me talking to you about this? Because you and I were doing 20 by 9, and he got up and he had this hilarious bit that he did, and he just kept going. Like, and it was making the crowd kind of uncomfortable, but he just kept going with this discomfort until they finally like gave in, and just like and just went with it. I guess I don't know what's going on with Tristan, but I tried to call him up a couple of times. We made this work earlier in the situation. Let's go ahead and try Tristan one more time.
We'll cut this out in post. Don't worry about it. We'll
Yeah,
fix it in post.
There's really no issue here. It looks like Tristan is joined. What? I think this thing thinks that Tristan is on this call, but he's very clearly not. What is, if they just got a better, one group member not on call. Okay, there we go. I was gonna say, you think Skype would make everything easier, but for some reason it's so complicated. Every time Microsoft touches something, it becomes way more complicated. I feel like.
Does.
Oh my gosh, man.
They did wonders for the solitaire world, though. I'll tell you that.
And Minesweeper.
Yeah, Minesweeper.
Because before Microsoft created that, you had to walk out into a field and poke the ground, and and then put a flag in if you thought it was a mine.
Don't put that flag in too deep; it might set the mine off.
I'm just gonna message him here to make sure that we've got him. This is a common occurrence, I feel like, on the Happiest Hour, most professional live stream in Chicago. There's a number of there always seems to be. Okay, Tristan says he's okay to join, so I'm gonna try him one more time here. All right, buddy. We hope that we can get you on here. Thank you. The audience is like riveted. What? This is still
anyone in the audience understands. If you've tried to use Skype here's what happens. You go through a long juggernaut of questions from Microsoft, and they're wanting passwords, and they're wanting to know your email from 1997. It's ridiculous.
Tristan is telling me he's like ready to go here. Oh wait, here we go. Let's see, can we get him? Hey!
Hey, how's it going?
There he is. Hey!
Hey! Good to see
Buddy,
both of you.
This is, once again, man, it's such a shock to see you with short hair, man. This is like, I'm so unused to seeing you with short hair.
Sure. Yeah, I get that.
You doing all right, man? How you doing today?
I'm good. Yeah. Today's my it's my first row of days that are like off of work, so that's great. I'm doing nothing really.
Badass.
Nice.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
you're at the Apple Store. The Apple Store is coming back online. You were saying?
Yeah, it's like we're back in person in the store. Which I'm not necessarily super excited about. I definitely enjoyed doing. I didn't love work from home, but in terms of safety, I fucking loved. I'm working from home. But yeah, they're like, I guess, I don't know. Illinois' rates of COVID transmission got low enough to risk our lives, so that's
hooray!
That's been good to find. Yeah.
I mean, Aaron McDavis, he caught it. He's still recovering from it. Which is,
and more power to him for
nuts.
not having the horrible complications that we've been seeing, so much. Because this could have easily been he announced like 2 weeks ago. This could have very easily been like, oh well, rest in peace, Aaron McDavis. That could be what today is about. Yeah,
and I'm glad it's not, man.
Yeah, same.
He said he's had a very mild case of all of this, so. I mean, thank goodness for that. Do you have people in your life who don't believe this is real, just out of curiosity, or don't believe it's a big deal?
I mean, I unfollowed this one rapper that I knew. We both used to be bouncers at like nearby bars like a bunch of years ago, and then he went into the field of rap. I went into comedy, and and then he just like in the very early days of like COVID-19 becoming a big deal. He's just like, I don't know, man. Plandemic's got some good points. And
Plandemic. I still haven't seen this. I feel like everybody I know who's a disbeliever has seen this thing. And have you seen it? Did you watch it?
I have not. Like it's the loose change of of those type of documentaries. Like I got through 2 minutes of it. It was 26 minutes, which is that's a lofty amount of time.
26 minutes.
Yeah, that's an insane amount of time for like an internet video. Like, who the fuck is gonna watch Like you have to be invested.
I just love that. It's so nuts to me because so first of all, Loose Change, you're referring to the 9/11 documentary about like the truth behind 9/11.
Right.
And the thing that's nuts to me is like there's all these news outlets, like hundreds of people who are reporting all kinds of things about the coronavirus that all so far as you can tell from reading the articles seem to make sense and are reasonable points based on observable evidence, you know what I mean, triangulated from other news articles that are also reporting similar things. And then there's like one YouTube video with like one lady who's like, Dr. Fauci's making it up because 20 years ago he tried to take away my license for telling the truth about remdesivir. And then like a million people share it on Facebook, and that's like, and then and a lot of them are my family members. And then
Who
like,
was that impression you were doing? That was like, I felt like Martin Lawrence and Martin, like Shanae, like that's, I was like, that's not at all what that doctor sounded like.
I would love it.
Keep
I would
going.
love it. I would love it if it turned out that it actually just was Martin Lawrence playing a character.
It'd be great if that was his comeback. If that was, if that was his Big Mama's House 4.
Exactly. It was like Martin Lawrence's best multi-character comedy is that whole public prank he played by playing all those dissenting voices on YouTube essays about coronavirus.
Oh my god.
That would make Loose Change a lot more interesting if he would do that.
Or if Big Mama had been presenting it in the first place. Yeah, like that would have been around the time when like Martin Lawrence was hella popular. Also, I can't believe I'm doing this on Skype. This is the first video. This is the first time I've used Skype since before the Obama presidency. Like this, I was thinking about that. Like,
It's the only thing that works with the broadcasting software.